Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome to the Malaka podcast.
Robin Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very rare in life that you come across people that honestly just, I feel they're sent here from God or the heavens or purgatory, who knows, that just come on this earth and their main purpose in life is just to make you laugh. And it's just such a awesome thing to see. I mean, every time I would see Robin Williams on a talk show, he always just gives 100%, you know? I often do wonder sometimes, like, is it forced? I mean, like, does he, feel like he has to do this? Or, like if he comes on there seriously, and just wants to be, talk about something serious, like just go on there and not joke at all. I mean, will he, be received as, a good guy still? Like, will he, will people see him as like a prick actor? It's like, oh, why isn't he being funny? We're so used to him being funny, I mean, comedy is an addiction. It really is. I mean, you ask any comic or comedian or actor that just does comedy, and it gets really addictive, and like you feed off that, and like you're so used to being funny for such a long time, and it's hard to make that transition into like being like a serious person or just doing serious roles or just taking seriously in general. But I really believe that Robin Williams really just enjoyed making people laugh. I mean, it was just something natural that just came to him. I mean, you can be a funny person and you can have that like funny skill, and you can go into life, using it to get things that you want and using it to your advantage and people liking you. But sometimes it's just something that you just want to do anyway. It's just natural. It's just in you, and I just, it's very sad how, Robin Williams' life ended. And, I'll just always remember him as just a guy who gave his all for comedy. And, God bless him for it. But like I always do in most of these podcasts, because I'm a lazy person, I go to Wikipedia and let's see what they got to say. Robin McLaurin Williams, born July 21st, 1951, was an American actor and comedian. Born in Chicago, Williams began performing stand-up comedy in San Francisco and Los Angeles during the mid-70s. After rising to fame playing the alien Mork in the sitcom Mork and Mindy, Williams established a career in both stand-up comedy and feature film acting. He was known for his improvisational skills and the wide variety of memorable characters' voices he created. Many critics have lauded Williams as one of the funniest comedians of all time. I can't disagree with that. I mean, like I said, like you were getting just this big ball of energy. And it's not like, like a lot of people just, start off in this business in their teens or 20s or even 30s, whatever. And, they still have all this like aggression they got to get out, and, just all this shit that they got to get out of their system. And, like Robin Williams was pretty much like this till the day he died. Like he was always just so energetic. I mean, he just had that gene in him where he just had to, just everything was like that much more extra, and yeah, I mean, it was just amazing to see that. Anyways, after his first starring film role in Popeye, 1980, Williams started in numerous films that archived critical and commercial success, including The World According to Garp, Moscow on the Hudson, Good Morning Vietnam, Dead Poets Society, Awakenings, The Fisher King, Patch Adams, 1 Hour Photo, and World's Greatest Dad, as well as box office hits such as Hook, Aladdin, Ms. Doubtfire, Jumanji, The Birdcage, Good Will Hunting, and the Night at the Museum trilogy. Now, his acting ranged from many different aspects. I mean, he could do the whole comedy thing, the dramatic thing. I mean, the possibilities were just endless with this guy. And he was absolutely recognized for that. It says here, Williams was nominated 4 times for Academy Awards, winning Best Supporting Actor for his performance as a psychologist, Sean McGuire? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's McGuire. In Good Will Hunting. He also received 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, 6 Golden Globe Awards, 2 Screen Actor Guild Awards, and 4 Grammy Awards. Now, obviously, Robin Williams was actually a pretty good singer. I mean, the guy could definitely sing. I mean, but he wasn't an actual singer. He got him for his comedy albums, of course. And I mean, it just never, it just never ended. Like the amount of talent this guy had. I mean, it just, I'm just really just blown away on how talented this guy really was. I mean, and it says here that Robin Williams got his start at a comedy workshop inside a church. Now, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a big churchgoer. Okay, I haven't been to church in a long time. But God, I swear, I'll make up for it somehow. As soon as you let the Toronto Maple Leafs win a cup. Anyways, yeah, so just imagine like going to church. It's very quiet, you got the reverend up there, preaching, about the Bible, and all of a sudden you got this huge personality, Robin Williams, in there. I mean, the possibilities are endless, man. I mean, it's just, it must have been insane. It says here, after leaving Juilliard, Robin Williams found himself back in his hometown of San Francisco, but he couldn't find work as an actor. Then he saw something for a comedy workshop in a church and decided to give it a shot. He was quoted, "So I went to this workshop in the basement of a Lutheran church, and it was stand-up comedy, so you don't get to improvise with others. But I started off doing, ostensibly, it was just like improvising, but solo," he told NPR. "And then I started to realize, oh," I stared, "building an act from there." So that's interesting. I mean, before I talked about going to Second City, and yeah, you learn like when you work with a lot of people like won't, have the sense of comedy like you do, or maybe they do, maybe they don't, and then you learn to work with different people, and it's just interesting. I mean, to see that, Robin Williams, of all places, again, like a church, like he learned this, It's almost like right there. It was almost like he was blessed right there, That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. It also says here, he formed a friendship with Coco the gorilla. Okay, I'm definitely gonna need some information on this one. In 2001, Williams visited Coco the gorilla, who passed away in June, at the Gorilla Foundation in Northern California. Her caregivers had shown her one of his movies, and she seemed to recognize him. Coco repeatedly signed for Williams to tickle her. "We shared something extraordinary, laughter," Williams said of the encounter. On the day Williams died, the foundation shared the news with Coco and reported that she fell into sadness. That's crazy, because they've actually done studies where, like with animals, like they'll show them like images and stuff like that, and like just how they react to them, and it's another perfect example. I mean, like even if you think about it, like even if you take the average Robin Williams movie, so let's say something like Ms. Doubtfire. Let's say if you just pause it And the whole scene, where they're saying, dude looks like a lady, yeah, I mean, nothing is being said. It's just a song, right? But again, if you pause it and like, even if you don't hear anything, like you just see like how funny he really is, you know? That's why it's always funny to me that people always make fun of mimes, because they always do the same shit and they pretend they're in a box, whatever. But, a lot of comedy, I mean, you look at Charlie Chaplin, I mean, he didn't have any sound and, he pulled that shit off great. And it's the same thing. So, like, if an animal can, like, react to just seeing something, that's funny. I mean, so can we. And it's just an amazing feeling just to make someone laugh without even saying anything. And okay, wow, I swear to God, guys, I did not plan this, but the next fact is actually, for a time, he was a mime in Central Park. So there you go. Once again, guys, I am not surprised. In 1974, photographer Daniel Sorin captured photos of two mimes in New York Central Park. As it turned out, one of the mimes was Williams, who was attending Juilliard at the time. What attracted me to Robin Williams and his fellow mime, Todd Oppenheimer, I hope I said that right, was an unusual amount of intensity, personality, and physical fluidity, Sorin said. In 1991, Williams revisited the craft by playing Mime Jerry in Bobcat Goldthwait's film Shakes the Clown. In the movie, Williams hilariously leads a how-to class in mime. So again, no surprises here, guys. I mean, Robin Williams, like, he's just, like, I've always had this thing where, like, in comedy, like, you can't really teach somebody to be funny. I mean, you either got it or you don't, Like, Chris Farley had it, Belushi had it, Farrell's got it, Jim Carrey's got it. Sometimes you just look at a person and you want to laugh, and it's not like you're laughing at them. It's just like they, you like they, like, you can see it in their face, like, they know they got you, like, they know that they can make you laugh, but they just want to bring you into their world, and of course, a lot of these street performers, they don't say anything. I mean, you always see those, like, silver and gold statue dudes. I mean, they're just, like, doing the robot, whatever. And, they're just there to entertain. So you got a guy like Robin Williams, he paints his face. I mean, imagine seeing Robin Williams in a park, just, like, pretending to get out of a box and pull a rope. And, of course, you don't know who it's Robin Williams at the time, but I'm sure he probably added that, extra, intensity, like he said here. And yeah, there you go. I mean, how could you miss that? He tried to get Lydia from Miss Doubtfire back into school. Okay. As a teen, Lisa Jacob played Robin Williams' daughter, Lydia Hillard, in Miss Doubtfire. When I was 14 years old, I went on location to film Miss Doubtfire for 5 months, and my high school was not happy. Jacob wrote on her blog, "My job meant an increased workload for teachers, and they were not equipped to handle a non-traditional student. So, during filming, they kicked me out." Guys, listen, I just want to say this. I love teachers. My mom was a teacher, okay? I'll just say this. If I got a student that's going to be in a Robin Williams movie, I'm just going to give her an A, okay? Call me a bad teacher, whatever, or, worst case scenario, I'll let her make up the work and shit. I mean, come on, man. You got to... It's Robin Williams, okay? I want to talk to this. I want to talk to these teachers that didn't understand this shit. But anyways, sensing Jacob's distress over the situation, Williams typed a letter and sent it to her school. A student of her caliber and talent should be encouraged to go out in the world and learn through her work. He wrote, she should also be encouraged to return to the classroom when she's done to share those experiences and motivate her classmates to soar their own higher achievements. She is an asset to any classroom. Boom. Thank you, Robin. Well, see, this fucker gets it, man. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, it's like I said before, like how the fuck can you not, like, understand that, I mean, maybe these teachers were jealous or something. I don't know. Maybe they're drama teachers that didn't make it that in life. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm just saying. I mean, come on. Like how the fuck can you, like, say, oh, sorry, we're not gonna let you back. Like, come on. Robin Williams got it. God bless him for that. Apparently, the school framed the letter, but did not allow Jacob to return. Get the fuck out. Are you serious? You frame the letter, but you don't let... Oh, fucking idiots. Anyways, but here's what matters from that story. Robin stood up for me. Jacob wrote, I was only 14, but I had already seen that I was an industry that was full of backstabbing. And it was entirely clear that Robin had my back. That's it, man. That's beautiful, honestly. I love hearing stories like that. He wasn't producer's first choice to play Mork on Mork and Mindy. I can't imagine who else you would get other than him. But anyways, let's see what these guys got to write. Anson Williams, Marion Ross, and Don Most told the Hallmark Channel that a different actor was originally hired to play Mork for the February 1978 Happy Days episode, My Favorite Orchid, which introduced the alien character to the world. Mork and Mindy was like the worst script in the history of Happy Days. It was unreadable. Sorry. Jeez. Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. Anyways. Hey! It was so bad, Anson Williams said. So they hired some guy for Mork. Bad actor, bad part. The actor quit. The producer, Gary Marshall, came to the set and asked, does anyone know a funny Martian? They hired Williams to play Mork. And from September 1978 to May 1982, Williams co-headlined the spin-off Mork and Mindy for 4 seasons. Well, that's a no-brainer. There you go. He risked a role in an off-Broadway play. In 1988, Williams made his professional stage debut as Estragon in Mike Nicholas directed Waiting for Godot, which also starred Steve Martin and F. Murray Abraham. The play was held off-Broadway at Mitzi E. Newhouse Theater at Lincoln Center. The New York Times asked Williams if he felt the show was a career risk, and he responded with, risk? Of never working on the stage again? Oh no! You're ruined. It's like you're ruined in social society, Tuscan. He's being sarcastic, guys. A town in Orange County, California. If there's risk, you can't think about it, he said, or you'll never be able to do the play. There you go. He didn't give a shit. He said, fuck it. If it doesn't work, cool. If not, I'll do the next one. That's it. Williams had to restrain himself and not improvise during his performance. You can do physical things, he said, but you don't ad-lib Samuel Beckett, just like you don't riff Beethoven. In 1996, Nicholas and Williams once again worked together, this time in the movie The Birdcage. So there you go. Although Robin Williams, did a lot of times go off script, I mean, you give a guy like that a script, it's especially for a great comedy role, I mean, he's just going to add to it. But again, he had respect for people, that wrote, and especially that people had experience before him, and he respected that. And honestly, that's what you got to do in this business. A lot of people, their egos, get way bigger than planet Earth itself, and they forget that. They forget, there was acting before you came along, and, Robin Williams did not forget that, so that's awesome. He ushered in the era of celebrity voice acting. In 1992, the success of Aladdin, in which Williams voiced Genie, led to more celebrities voicing animated characters. According to a 2011 article in The Atlantic, less than 20 years ago, voice acting almost exclusively was realmed for voice actors, people specifically trained to provide voices for animated characters. As it turns out, the rise of the celebrity voice actor can be traced to a single film, Disney's 1992 breakout animated hit, Aladdin. Since then, big names have attached themselves to animated films, from The Lion King to Toy Story to Shrek. Williams continued to do voice acting in animated films, including Aladdin and The King of Thieves, Happy Feet, and Happy Feet 2. So, again, he's setting a trend. Why not get a big star? I mean, you get a big star for a film. Why don't you get a big star for a cartoon? Why not? It's a no-brainer. He forgot to thank his mother during the 1998 Oscar speech. Well, if that was me, I wouldn't be here. But anyways, in March 1998, Williams won Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his performance as Sean McGuire. They never said his last name in the movie, did they? I don't know, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. In Good Will Hunting. In 2011, Williams appeared on The Graham Norton Show, and Norton asked him what it was like to win the award. For a week, it was like, hey, congratulations, Good Will Hunting, way to go, Williams said. 2 weeks later, hey, Bork. Yeah, I know, right? Then Williams mentioned how his speech accidentally left out one of his most important people in his life. I forgot to thank my mother, and she was in the audience, he said. Wow, okay, that's shit. Even the therapist went, get out. That was rough for the next few weeks. Mom voice. You came through here, points to his pants. How's the award? Shit. Oh, by the way, in case I don't forget in the future, I like to thank my mom for putting the cost of SoundCloud on her credit card. I did pay her for it, but my credit is shit. I'm not going to get into that shit now. But the point is, thank you, Mom. I do not forget you. I love you. And Dad, I love you too. He comforted Steven Spielberg during the filming of Schindler's List. At this year's 25th anniversary screening of Schindler's List, held at the Tribeca Film Festival, director Steven Spielberg shared that Williams, who played Peter Pan in Spielberg's Hook, would call him and make him laugh. Robin knew what I was going through. And once a week, Robin would call me on schedule, and he would do 15 minutes of stand-up on the phone. Spielberg said, I would laugh hysterically because I had to release so much. Man's got a big heart. I mean, that's cool. I'm sure. Yeah, he didn't get paid for that, obviously. But that's just a nice guy Robin Williams is. So that's cool. He helped Ethan Hawke get his agent. Okay, I did not know that. During a June 2018 appearance on The Graham Norton Show, Ethan Hawke recalled how while working on Dead Poets Society, Williams was hard on him. I really wanted to be a serious actor, Hawke said. I really wanted to be in character, and I really didn't want to laugh. The more I didn't laugh, the more insane Williams got. He would make fun of me. Oh, this is one who doesn't want to laugh. And more smoke would come out of my ears. He didn't understand I was trying to do a good job. Hawke had assumed Williams hated him during the filming. After filming ended, Hawke went back to school, but he received a surprising phone call. It was from Williams's agent, who, at Williams's suggestion, wanted to sign Hawke. Hawke said he still has the same agent today. Whoo! There you go. See? I've always said this, like anything you do in life, even if it's an acting job, voiceover, being a fireman, whatever, you want to pay back the people, or just, kind of pay it forward, and Robin Williams, obviously, I'm sure he did that for a lot of people as well, but that was cool. I never knew that. So there you go. We wouldn't have seen Mr. Hawke in Training Day, with good old Denzel there. Okay. He was almost cast in Midnight Run. In February 1998, Williams told Rolling Stone how he sometimes still had to audition for roles. I read for a movie with Robert De Niro for Midnight Run to be directed by Marty Brist. Williams said, I met with all of them, Mr. Brees. I hope I said that right, sorry. three or four times, and it got real close. It was almost there. And then they went with somebody else. The character was supposed to be an accountant for the mafia. Charles Grodin got the part. I was craving it. I thought I can be as funny, but they wanted someone obviously more in type. And in the end, he was better for it. But it was rough for me. I had to remind myself, okay, come on. You've got other things. In July 1988, Universal released Midnight Run. Just 2 years later, Williams finally worked with De Niro on Awakenings. So yeah, I mean, you still got audition for shit. You may not get it, but I think things worked out in the end for Awakenings. Bill Crystal and Robin Williams used to talk on the phone for hours. Now, I knew this before. I knew these guys were always really close. So, starting in 1986, Williams, Billy Crystal, and Whoopi Goldberg co-hosted HBO's Comic Relief to raise money for the homeless. Soon after Williams' death, Crystal went on The View and spoke with Goldberg about his friendship with Williams. We were like two jazz musicians, Crystal said. Late at night, I get these calls, and we'd go for hours, and we never spoke as ourselves. When it was announced I was coming to Broadway, I had 50 phone messages in one day from somebody named Gary who wanted to be my backstage dresser. Gary turned out to be Robin Williams. That's great, man. See, that's when you got a really good friend where you can just constantly fuck with him, and he knows you're fucking with him, and you just got a good rapport, and you just want to make someone laugh, and that's great, man. I mean, he just the guy had such a big fucking heart, man. I mean, I even heard stories where he'd be on set and he would find out if someone had a birthday or someone had a kid, and they would he would get them a basket full of stuff, and it's just little things like that, man. That's so cool, and he always made fun of himself too. I remember I was watching something on the History Channel or something, and they're talking about, and they literally showed Robin Williams wasn't even a part of this show, and he was on it for 5 seconds, and he just said something when God was making mammals, I don't know, he didn't plan for me, and then he just rolls up his sleeves, and I mean, he was a hairy motherfucker, man. I mean, this was Bigfoot Jr. or something. I mean, he did tons of stand-up. I mean, if you ever see live on Broadway there, I mean, that was hilarious. There's one point where I just always remember this. Well, I remember two things. One, that the guy must have been thirsty like a camel, because he literally had 100 bottles of water behind him. And two, he took his arm and he would just put his elbow in front of his mouth like this, and again, it's like Harry and the Hendersons, and he would just say, "Hey, ladies, what does this look like?" And he's just, and he's just acting out how you would go down on a woman from 1974 Playboy Bush, and it was just fucking hilarious, man. I mean, the guy didn't give a shit, I mean, he was just kind of PG comedy kind of dude, but at the same time, he would just go there, he didn't care, you know what I mean? And I saw a special one time. They did a whole thing, a made-for-TV movie with the unauthorized biography there of Mork and Mindy. And it was just crazy because, you see all the stuff Robin Williams would do behind the scenes, and, he would just tell all these dirty jokes and just keep people laughing. And it got to a point where, they would tell him look, just, you're making us all laugh. We got to stay focused here on the script or whatever. But that was just Robin Williams being Robin Williams. So it was actually played by a dude who grew up in my area, a guy named Chris Diamantopoulos. And check out the movie whenever you got a chance. I believe it's called The Unauthorized Biography of Mork and Mindy. He did a great job playing Robin Williams. Yeah, check that out when you got a chance. But I mean, that was just the whole essence of Robin Williams, is just him really just being himself and this just ball of energy, man. Like it just never ended, you know? And I don't know, it's not like Robin Williams was ever like fat or whatever, but like, I mean, it seemed like to me like a long time he would go up and down with his weight. Sometimes he'd be thin, sometimes he'd be a little bit chubby, whatever, but he still kept that same energy. Like it didn't matter, you know? I mean, it never stopped, man. You know, he just always wanted to make people happy, it seemed. So that's pretty cool. Now I'd like to do a review on everything that Robin Williams has done on screen. You ready? Get set? Cool. Can I do it till I need glasses? Ladies and gentlemen, apparently, according to IMDb, this is the very first thing that Robin Williams ever officially starred in. He played a lawyer and a man with a toothache. It says here this is a movie based on sexual skits. I might just have to check it out just for that, but got to start somewhere. The Richard Pryor Show showed up in a couple episodes there. I mean, I've never seen it, but I can't imagine him not being funny in that. I'm sure Richard Pryor just let him do his own thing. He was in an episode of 8 is Enough. Didn't know that. He was in a movie called Sorority 62. Never heard of it. Laugh In. It was a TV series. Regular performer. Just a lot of stars doing comedy. Cool. Very cool. Again, good platform for him. America Tonight. Spelled 2-night. What does it say here? It says here, it looks like more of a skit show, maybe. It says it's a second season version of Furwood Tonight. Okay. Yeah, again, just get the comedy out. And of course, one of his breakthrough roles was Happy Days, playing Mork. He showed up in 2 episodes, Mork Returns, and my favorite, Orkin. So, oh no, sorry, that should be, no, my favorite Orkin was first, and then he returned, because unless, yeah, sorry, I went into the future there. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I can't believe they pictured someone else to play this role. I mean, all right. Then he was in a show called Out of the Blue, also played Mork. Never heard of it. First lead role, like I said before, he was Popeye. They really did make him look like Popeye in this one. I mean, the movie was okay. I mean, I always liked the cartoon better, no offense, but it was all right. I mean, but the way they made him look, I thought it was pretty funny. I guess it was either picking him or Dave Coulier from Full House. And of course, you know, I forgot Mork and Mindy, you know, that's where it all started. Now, apparently what I heard, if you watch the TV movie that I highly recommended before there with a fellow Greek boy, apparently there's just one scene where he auditions and he literally just went in there in the audition room. He didn't say hello to anybody. He just goes in there, guns a-blazing. He's just doing all these impressions quick, blah, 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 blah. He's in and out like not even 30 seconds. He goes out the door and the guys are like, go get him. He's our guy. That's it. You know, you got to stand out in this business. So that's awesome. I mean, he took a huge chance doing that, you know, but I would say it paid off for sure. The World According to Garp. I'm not gonna lie to you, I never saw this movie. It says here, a struggling young writer finds his life and work dominated by his unfaithful wife and his particular feminist mother's moving far. Okay. Looks good though. Okay, you know what? I might have to check it out. So, yeah. Like I said, I can't judge it, never seen it, but it looks pretty good. I'm going to check it out for sure. Maybe I did see it. I don't know. Again, I don't put a lot of research in these podcasts. I kind of, do it on spec. So don't judge me. Until I can afford a team of writers, it's not going to happen. Fairy tale. Yeah, it's just spelled differently. Faerie. That's how you, okay. I've never seen that spelling before. Okay, Fairy Tale Theater. It's a TV series. Looks like he did some kind of voice in that one. No, it was a sketch show. Oh no, maybe he did. Okay. Oh, directed by Eric Wilder. Okay, how can you lose? Okay, yeah. Okay, so it looks like he did a frog, Prince Robin. Yeah, I might have to check that shit out. Okay. Uh, Big supporter of Mighty Python, of course. Not gonna lie to you, I'm more of a fan of the movies than I am the show, but we'll get into that later. Faulty Towers kicks ass. Okay. SCTV Network. Yes, he was in an episode of that. I remember that episode. That was awesome. If you got a chance, check that out. Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley, Fawn's Hour. That just sounds crazy having all those dudes in there. So yeah, check that out. The Survivors. Never heard of this movie. Him and Walter Matthau. I don't know. I like both those guys. It could be a good movie. I don't know. Moscow on the Hudson. I vaguely remember this movie. It was all right. I mean, I don't remember a lot of it. But yeah, I'd check it out. Why not? Sorry, my computer froze there. It's a piece of shit. Pryor's Place. The TV show. Never heard of it. Is it Richard Pryor? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, it is Richard Pryor. Okay. Why have I never heard of this? Richard Pryor tells educational stories of his youth at a special urban neighborhood. Okay. All right. I'm gonna check this shit out. Okay. Boy, the things that happened before 1982, eh? Okay. Anyways, yeah. The Best of Times. Never heard of this one. A small town loser determines to have one more shot at a big time by winning a football game. Him and Kurt Russell. Again, I like both these dudes. I've never seen this movie. It could be good. I don't know. Club Paradise. Never heard of this movie either. Directed by Harold Ramis. Can't be that bad. Yeah. Oh, Peter O'Toole, eh? Okay, there you go. Rick Moranis. All right. All right. Again, I've never seen it. Could be good. Yeah, keep in mind, and I guess it's a good point to say this at this point of the podcast. Robin Williams did a lot of good movies. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, there was movies where you could tell he just did it for the paycheck. I mean, but I'm just saying. I'm not judging him. I'm just saying. I mean, there's a lot of movies I've never even heard of. Like these movies I'm seeing here, like Seize the Day. I mean, if you look at the movie poster, he's just wearing a hat and just having a smoke here, and he looks exhausted. Yeah, I've never heard of this one either. Dear America, Letters Home from Vietnam, TV movie documentary. I'm just assuming he maybe narrated this. Yeah, it looks like he just did one of the voices for this. Good Morning Vietnam. There you go. Okay, so this movie was actually based on a true story about a DJ named Adrian Kroner, and he's just shaking shit up on the radio. And a voice like Robin Williams, he killed it. Directed by Barry Levinson. I loved it. I thought this was a great movie. Of course, it's got the great saying, "Good morning, Vietnam!" And I just woke up my neighbors. Yeah, so definitely worth checking out that one. Jonathan Winters, On the Ledge. Jonathan Winters worked with Robin Williams on Mork and Mindy. So, of course, he's probably going to, help him out in his little thing here. And there you go. Very, very caring guy, Robin Williams. I mean, always just giving. It's just, sorry, I know I said this before, but it's always just good to see that in this business, that he does that. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. Terry Gilliam directed this. Wow. Okay. I've never heard of this. This movie looks like a trip. An account of Baron Munchausen's supposed travels and fantastical experiences with his band of misfits. Oh my God. Okay. Well, the poster alone's got me interested. All right. I would check that out. Why not? Rabbit Ears, Pecos Bill, who's narrator in that one. Good old cartoon. Why not? Keep doing those cartoons, man. Just, go in the studio, do the voice, and make a nice little paycheck. Why not? Portrait of a White Marriage. He plays an air conditioning salesman. Never heard of this movie. I did a podcast on air conditioning. I cannot tell you how important air conditioning is, so no worries there. Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy. He was in that? Oh, I forget. Well, okay, Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, be happy. Yeah, I totally forgot he was in that video. Okay, cool. Right on. Back to Neverland. It's just a short. Okay, I did not know that. All right, check that one out. Looks like a cool little documentary there. Dead Poet Society. Here we go. Now, he, again, was excellent in this. Excellent. He played an English teacher named John Keating, inspires his students to look at poetry with a different perspective and authentic knowledge and feelings. Now, this is a very inspiring movie, and like you're gonna see a lot of actors. You're like, oh my God, it's that guy. Oh, it's that guy. Oh, it's Ethan Hawke. Great movie, great performance. You know. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. The Earth Day Special. He plays Everyman. I've never heard of this. Dustin Hoffman's in it. All right. Cadillac Man. I've never seen this movie. I've heard of it. I've just never seen it. It looks like he's selling cars, and he's got a Tom Selleck mustache. Awakenings, directed by Penny Marshall, same person who directed A League of Their Own. Awesome movie. And it's him and Robert De Niro, two great performances. Robin Williams plays a doctor, helping out De Niro. I don't want to even give a lot of this away. It's just worth checking out. I mean, it's just two great performances. Again, you get to see the whole, transition here, like Robin Williams dueling. He's dueling with himself. Yeah, but the big, yes. Sorry. He is, just becoming more of a dramatic actor, and yeah, it's awesome, Definitely not his last dramatic performance, but we'll get into that in a little bit. We got Shakes the Clown. I've never seen this movie. I don't know what to say. Dead Again. Again, I've never seen this movie. Fisher King. That was awesome. That was great. Him and Jeff Bridges, A former radio DJ, suicidally despondent because of a terrible mistake he made, finds redemption in helping a deranged homeless man who was unwitting victim of that mistake. Like I said, two great performances. Check it out. Hook. Now, this is around the time I honestly got to know Robin Williams. I mean, I was an 82 baby, so at this time I was 9. When this movie came out, I mean, we all heard of Peter Pan, but this one takes a whole different perspective on it. It's showing, Peter before he became Pan, I guess. Or like after he became Pan and then he had to become Pan again. And I'm really not explaining this well. The point is, it's a Steven Spielberg film. You can't lose. Okay? Great performances. Again, you got Dustin Hoffman in there, Julia Roberts. Who else? You got Bob Hoskins. A secret little cameo in there by a pirate who ends up being a woman, and I don't want to give it away. But excellent movie. Great spin on the whole tale. Absolutely worth checking out. Don't ever play the video game that came out on Nintendo. It is absolute shit. I'm just please stick to the movie. Thank you. A Wish for Wings That Work is a TV short. Never saw it, never heard of it. Rabbit Ears, The Fool and the Flying Ship, never saw it. Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest. I forgot he did the Bat voice in that. I always liked those movies. I thought they were cute. Show it to your kid. He or she will like it. The Timekeeper, again, never heard of it. Now, we got Aladdin. Here we go. There you go. The Genie. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love this movie. I start the movie when Robin Williams, a.k.a. the coolest blue genie of all time, shows up. That's when I start the movie. I'm not going to lie. I don't give a shit about anything that happened before that. That's when the movie starts for me. Okay? He's doing all the voices. Apparently they recorded like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 hours of everything. There's even a part where he does like Brando, and like they didn't put that in the movie, but I mean, you couldn't have picked a better guy to play this voice. It was just absolutely perfect, So, I mean, the guy literally makes an Arsenio Hall reference. I mean, that's how 90s this movie was. All right. Thank you. Toys. Yeah, I didn't like this movie. I'm just being honest. I didn't like this movie. It moved too slow for me. Apparently there's a whole thing where I might be wrong on this. Something about like he wanted to do Aladdin, but then he was promised toys, and he was really amped on doing toys. Me personally, it didn't work for me. I'm sorry to say that. I do like toys, the actual toys, but not the movie. Sorry. Ms. Doubtfire. Again, another big movie for Robin Williams. Who'd have thought playing an old British or English or whatever nanny she was, could be so much fun. I mean, he literally just transformed himself into a woman, and this is definitely one of his funnier movies for sure. Spoiler alert, I just love when he throws the lime at Bronson there. Oh, it's a run by fruiting. But anyways, I thought it was a really funny movie. I love it. Homicide, Life on the Street TV series, never saw it. Being Human, never saw it. Larry Sanders Show, 2 episodes, check that out. In Search of Dr. Zeus, never saw it. 9 months. I didn't even know he was in that. To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, didn't know he was in that either. Aladdin on Ice, still making that Aladdin money. Jumanji, awesome movie. The new one's cool, but you can't top an original Robin Williams role. It's just awesome. Check that out for sure. Birdcage, great. It was also played before, like I mentioned before. Jack, that's the one where he's got the whole kid in reverse thing. I wasn't really feeling it, I gotta be honest. Aladdin and the King of Thieves, keep making that Aladdin money. Secret Agent, never heard of it. Hamlet, didn't see it. He was in a Friends episode. Okay. Father's Day, didn't like that one. I mean, it had a couple laughs here and there, but I don't know, those two together are just better, like when they're just doing their own stand-up thing. That's just me. Disconstructing Harry, never saw it. Flubber, honestly, see the original. Good Will Hunting, I don't even have to say anything to that. He was fucking awesome in that. One thing I want to say is at the end of the movie where he reads his note and he says, son of a bitch, he stole my line. He improv that. And that was like a great way just to like end the movie. And they decided to keep that in the movie. That's how talented Robin Williams is. So just wanted to throw that in there. Disney's Math Quest with Aladdin. Wow. How much money did he make off Aladdin? I mean, shit. What Dreams May Come, that's one of his worst movies. I'm sorry, man. I only got so much time here. I don't know where to begin how bad this movie is. I'm sorry. It was horrible. Sorry. Patch Adams, based on a true story about him being a really smart doctor and just entertaining the patients, with his laughs. Excellent movie. Very sad in parts, I'm not going to lie. But again, I'm not going to give anything away. One Saturday Morning TV series. He played a genie, obviously making more money off that. LA Doctors TV series. Never saw him in that. Jacob the Liar. I never saw it, but I heard good things. Bicentennial Man, again, didn't like that movie. That just fell flat for me. AI, Artificial Intelligence, I never saw it. I heard it was okay. 1 hour photo. Now, this is a game changer for Robin Williams. If you want to see him at his darkest, I mean, just watch him in this. I'm not going to say anything, but he just plays this creepy guy who, back in the day, we didn't have phones. So we actually had to, go to a store or a hut, if you're in the 70s, and have your film developed. And it would sometimes take 24 hours or take an hour. Depends how much you tip them. And he just plays one of the creepiest motherfuckers I've ever seen. And it just, total game changer for him. So check that out. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for Death of Smoochie. A lot of people like this movie. I don't know why. I thought it was just stupid. Insomnia, great movie with him and Al Pacino. Al Pacino plays a cop. He's trying to catch Robin Williams. He's like this psychopath, whatever. Awesome movie. Definitely check that out. Freedom, History of Us, TV documentary series. I've never seen it. The Final Cut. Never heard of it. Keep in mind, guys, like I said, there's going to be a lot of Robin Williams movies that you've never heard of. And again, he probably just did it for the paycheck. Again, not hating on him. I'm just saying. House of D, that writes itself. Noel, never saw. The Ruddles 2, Can't Buy Lunch TV movie, no. Robots, never saw. The Big White, never saw. The Night Listener, never saw. RV, did not hear good things. Everyone's Hero, never saw it. Man of the Year, that's the one where he becomes like president or whatever. Apparently, the role was originally offered to Howard Stern. He turned it down. I never saw the movie. I heard it was okay. Happy Feet, make that voice money. Night at the Museum, I didn't mind this movie. I thought it was all right. It had a good little cast of people there. License to Wed, never saw. August Rush, never saw. Showed up on American Idol. That must have been a nice paycheck. Law and Order, Special Victims Unit. I saw clips of this. Again, he plays like a really creepy guy. I mean, yeah, definitely check that out for sure. World's Greatest Dad is probably a movie that a lot of people have not heard of. It's actually directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. Excellent movie. I would put it in his top 10 for sure. Again, I don't want to give a lot away because something happens in the beginning there, kind of, precedes the rest of the movie. But it's a great movie, so definitely check that one out. Shrink, I remember this movie. It was okay. I mean, the whole Kevin Spacey thing. Yeah, we all know. But, it was a decent little movie there. More Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian. Not as good as the first one. SpongeBob SquarePants showed up in an episode there. Why not? Old Dogs. This is where... I'll be honest with you guys. If you just look at this movie poster, first of all, again with the whole Travolta hair, that just writes itself. But Robin Williams, he just the face he gives on this, it's almost like, what does my career come to? And anyways, he showed up on Saturday Night Live, of course. That's always awesome to see him there. Happy Feet 2. Quick paycheck there. Why not? Showed up on Wilfred, sure. On the TV show there. Louis. Now, whatever you want to say about Louis C.K., I know the whole shit that happened with him, whatever. I still think he's a funny motherfucker. This is going to be a show that people are going to watch years from now and say, holy shit, this is one of the best shows that has ever happened. Every show is like a mini movie. But anyways, he showed up on here. He's only in it for maybe 5 minutes, but it's fucking hilarious. Check out that episode. That's all I'm going to say. The Big Wedding, never saw. Lee Daniels, The Butler, never saw. The Face of Love, never saw. The Crazy Ones TV show, never heard of. Boulevard, never heard of. Angriest Man in Brooklyn, I never saw it. A Merry Friggin' Christmas, never saw it, did not hear good things. Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb, good paycheck again. And the very last movie he did was voice in absolutely anything as Dennis the dog. So, yeah, I'll say it before and I'll say it again, guys. I mean, a lot of these actors just end on the worst movies. I just, it sucks. It really, it sucks. But all I'm gonna say is this: Robin Williams has done a lot of great stuff. I mean, if you look at the movie for absolute anything, I mean, everyone. I mean, you got Simon Pegg. I love Simon Pegg, man. I love all the movies there. He does with his buddy, and Kate Beckinsale. She always looks beautiful, and then you got a dog with glasses. Oh, it's hilarious. Okay, but fuck. Listen. We're not going to remember Robin Williams for this movie. We're going to remember him for so much great shit he's done over the years, and I listed them all before. So, that's got nothing to do with this shit. But one thing I would like to talk about just before I end this, there was a thing with Robin Williams, and he did get accused of stealing a lot of jokes from comedians. Now, that's something I'm going to talk about in the future, about the whole comedian thing. But I mean, again, I don't know. He never confirmed it. Like, he was on the Mark Maron podcast, and he asked him about it, and he kind of danced around the question. He's like, look, you hear things backstage, and then you go on stage, and like, it must be tough being a comedian, honestly, like a real good comedian, and just like being aware of everything that's said and trying not to say it after. And I mean, who knows, man? I just, again, I guess we'll never know now. A lot of people, did accuse him of taking shit and are pissed off at it. But I mean, I don't know. Is this what he's going to be remembered for? Of course not. He's going to be remembered for doing all these great movies and, stand-up performances and just being a overall really funny guy, and it really just sucked the way he died. I mean, nobody deserves that. Apparently at the end there, he found out he struggled with Lewy body disease, which is basically a form of Parkinson's. And I guess on some level he just didn't want to deal with it, so he just decided to take his own life. And you guys know how it ended. I don't want to fucking say it, but it just sucks, man. Like, it really sucks. I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, come on, man. Like, this is not how one of the funniest men in show business of all time ends his life. Like, just like his style. I mean, it was just, it was just like give. That's all it was. And I always had this theory about Robin Williams. No one has ever said this, but I mean, maybe I'm just crazy or whatever. But I saw the movie by Mel Brooks called The Producers, and there's an actor in that movie that, or like the role he plays there, and it's so reminiscent to how Robin Williams acted, like, the just very quick and all that. And I don't know. And then that movie was made in the 60s, and then Robin Williams was coming up in the 70s, and I'm like, is there a chance that Robin Williams like saw that and just kind of copied that style? Like, is that possible? I mean, maybe I'm overthinking this or whatever. Like, I'm not accusing the guy of stealing or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, I mean, that's pretty cool to take on that persona and then like make a career out of it. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna love Robin Williams regardless. I'm absolutely gonna always love Robin Williams because he named his kid Zelda Williams after the Legend of Zelda video game. He said when his wife was pregnant, they would play a Nintendo 64 Zelda, and he just loved the name, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna name my daughter that. So there you go. I don't know, man. I think nowadays, especially, we absolutely need a Robin Williams more than ever. I mean, this guy, I mean, like I said before, he was a great balance of kind of like family entertainment, but then like he could be R-rated as well. But the guy was just such a giver, like, and that's what I'm always going to remember him for, And when you enter this business, you should, pay it forward. You should, always give and do whatever it takes to make people happy. I mean, that's comedy, just doing whatever it takes to make people laugh. And Robin Williams always did that. So Robin Williams, we miss you. I love you. And you're one of the best, man. Rest in peace, Robin Williams.